That's what surprised me the most. The big punches that he took. I thought, I saw Caleb Truax hurting him, so I thought Canelo would be able to hurt him even more than he did and take him out early. But I think his chin more than anything surprised me. But clearly he was trying to survive. I mean, if you look at the power punch disparity in this fight, there's just such a huge gap. But props to him. He went 11 rounds with the best boxer in the world. So nothing to be ashamed of, I guess. I don't know if that was his goal. Clearly, it wasn't to win. I mean, I didn't saw him throw anything meaningful throughout the fight to discourage Canelo or try to win rounds. So if his goal was to go 12 rounds, hey, he almost did it.
But for me, I gave him props for putting in a valiant effort. But it seems like anytime any of these guys step into the ring, the body language is the same. You know, they start feeling the power. They start seeing the punches. They just start to crowd. They start to, realize that they're really in there with somebody great. And I just saw that with Caleb Plant. I feel from like the first round up until when the fight got stopped, he was just on the defensive. I don't want to say trying to survive right away, but it seemed like he was just trying to make it a distance.
And let me stop you there because
he was just trying to make it a distance.
Let me stop you there because he probably won the first round. I mean, I would have gave it a 10-10, but first round he came out jabbing, didn't throw anything meaningful. Canelo landed a huge body shot at the end of that round, and I feel like that just changed the rest of the fight. After everybody has a game plan until they get hit, right? And I feel like Caleb, after that one body shot, it was just, all right, we're going to go back to what we know. And he didn't necessarily implement the jab throughout every round consistently, whereas Canelo's work was consistent, throughout all the rounds. You knew he was going to go to the body. I think Caleb did a great job of not getting hit in the face, did a terrible job of not getting hit in the body. So he kind of had to pick his poison.
Yeah, no, for me, like he started off good, like you said. He meant, like, I think I too give him max 2 rounds if you want to be generous, the third round, but no more than 2. Again, it was just Canelo having trouble, I guess, in the beginning, warming up, trying to figure out a Caleb Plant, but I just felt like I was like, this one's coming. This one's coming.
I don't like when you say trouble. I don't like when you say trouble because just because Canelo is not dominating you in the round, that doesn't mean he's having trouble.
Oh, he was figuring him out. He was figuring him out.
The couple rounds that he lost, that he lost in this fight was just him trying to gain his distance and not throwing many punches. So I wouldn't consider that trouble. Trouble to me is when you're getting hurt in the round. Caleb Plant clearly doesn't have the power to hurt Canelo.
Yeah. For me, I was a little surprised that Caleb made to the 11th, but again, I'm not surprised that, when you fight on a defensive posture, trying not to, open up too much, that you're gonna make it a distance. And I think for those, I don't know if you were watching with Gio, was there a moment where you thought this one's gonna make it 12? Caleb is gonna see the bell.
Never.
You're like, it's
never.
So up until the 10th, you're like, he's going the next round. He's out.
Yep. After round 6, I kept saying that after every round. And you just saw Caleb slowly deteriorating, slowly throwing less and less punches. His defense was slowly less and less effective. That little Philly show was effective for the most part, not getting hit in the face. He tried to Mayweather that one, but body wide open.
Yeah.
He ate so many body shots. And like I said, if his and his team's game plan was to go to 12, then possibly it was a very good game plan. If it was to win the fight, if their game plan was to win the fight, it was a terrible game plan because it seemed like their fight was just focused on not getting hurt too much by Canelo. It was never come out and attack and try to hurt Canelo. I mean, I don't know. And we talked about the coaches. And we said they were not going to be ready because they've never been here before. I mean, we saw Caleb Plant's coach try to teach him how to clinch properly, I think round 7. I mean, come on. He was literally telling him, grab his arms and do this and don't let go. Like, you're trying to teach your fighter how to clinch in the middle of the fight?
Yeah. I don't think they're. I mean, that's something you should expect. You're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get shook. That's something you gotta practice back.
Yeah,
Back
they
in the
clearly
gym.
weren't ready
But,
for this fight.
yeah, that's something. Yeah, no, that's something the forums were saying. Like, Albert was out of his game. I mean, again, we talked about this. This is gonna serve for experience for his corner, for Caleb Plant. My question to you is: does this elevate his stock? Does this hurt his stock a bit?
Well, I don't know because, like I said, Showtime tried to sell this as, oh, it was a close fight. Caleb Plant won a lot of rounds, which he didn't. So I feel like in the eyes of the general public, Caleb Plant did a great job. You know, even though he got knocked out. So I feel like in the eyes of the general public, his stock goes up. But in my eyes, his stock definitely has to go down. He was seen as an undefeated champion, as someone who can cause Canelo troubles. He didn't. He's seen as someone who can potentially cause David Benavidez troubles. I don't know, he might, but I feel like his confidence goes down a little bit now, knowing that he doesn't belong in the same sentence as Canelo. And in his Instagram post, I think he said, "Oh, I showed that I belong, and I proved that I'm willing to go out on my shield." And I mean, that's not what I saw in the fight. I mean, he didn't throw any power punches. He didn't really engage. That's not going down on your shield. To me, I didn't see him, you know, as an A-level fighter, you know, competing with Canelo in the fight. So I don't know. I think his stock goes down. But I feel like in the eyes of the general public, if you were listening to the Showtime commentators, you probably thought he did a great job.
I mean, I feel like anybody that gets in there with Canelo, people are gonna give him props. Like after, unless you get blown out like Yildirim, that didn't happen. So I think that's why he's getting some respect. To me, boxing wise, he's got skills, but I just didn't like the way he fought. You know, I wish he would have mixed it up a little bit more. He was just picking his shots. I guess that's the best strategy in a sense, but I wasn't. After all that talking, all that back, you kind of have to back it up with some more things inside the ring. So for me personally, I think it hurt his stock a little bit. Obviously, we're going to see what happens after, how he goes back to the gym, if he's able to improve from a defeat. But me personally, even though I do like Caleb Plant, I like him as a person. I like him, you know, based on his narrative and the story. I just think this one hurts him a little bit, just the way he fought. You know, that first, I know you're gonna disagree with me on this one. I didn't like the way Canelo fought the first time against Triple G, even though I know you liked his you know,
Excellent
the
defense.
counters, and you feel like he won that fight. I love the way Canelo fought that second fight when he took it to him. You know, it was just like an attitude adjustment, and clearly Canelo won that second Triple G fight. And we'll talk more about potential opponents for Canelo after this. But yeah, I think it's just the way he approached this fight, GL. For me, I think that's what hurts his stock.